lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and they get
He missed the complete that. He's crazy
Side by
stuff.
side, Freitas is on the grass on the infield for 4. He slides through, he tags Richard Eck.
They hail from around the globe, and though separated by oceans, they gather in the virtual world for reasons as varied as their locales. Whether it's a defending champion looking to retain his title, a new and eager hopeful striving for recognition, or a legend prepared to recapture past glory, in the end, the one goal they all share is to win. But when naming a victor, only one driver's name can be etched into the record books. You're watching the Heusinkveld Engineering MX-5 World Tour.
Not far away on a rugged section of the California coast, a lone cypress clings to a barren rock and struggles to survive. Golfers struggle to make par at historic Pebble Beach, and all the while, we float high above Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca, which this afternoon plays host to a different kind of struggle. For today is the Season 13 debut of the Heusinkveld Engineering MX-5 World Tour, and you can see all the action from green flag to victory donuts live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. From my home state of California, where the world wishes all the girls were from, welcome and hello to GSRC's Countdown to Green. I'm Bill Soupson. Helping me call the action is the Australian sage Richard Losper. Turning the knobs and pushing the sliders is our director Joe Peak, with camera locations created exclusively for GSRC by its in-house director of photography, Dougie Beard. This streamy award-worthy pre-race show will count us down to when the lights go off and the field of little MX-5 smoke away from a standing start toward the Andretti hairpin for the first corner of this 27-lap contest. So bring cyberspace into your place, make yourself up some California milk punch, grab a bucket of clams, sit back and enjoy the simulated MX-5 road course racing that will be streaming into your home. And now let me introduce once again my longtime booth mate for the MX-5 World Tour, as once again we set the record for oldest combined age for a GSRC commentating duo, Richard Losper.
Well, good day to you, Bill, and a very, very good day to all our viewers. I'm pretty sure there'll be a lot of viewers for this opening round of Season 13 of the Heusinkveld. Did I say that correctly? Heusinkveld MX-5 World Tour. Now, let's talk about this track. 2.23 miles, 3.61 kilometers. Looks like a little hooked, a little bit of a hook there. Something you could use to hook onto something. Anyway, the track is located just a few miles from the coast of the Central California. It's near Monterey and the famous Pebble Beach golf course. I should go there sometime. The track was built in 1957. In Spanish, Laguna Seca means dry lake bed. And look at the surrounding landscape, you would support that. It's very, very dry. 3.6 kilometers we spoke about, 11 turns. And the elevation change on this track is something I did not know, Bill, is equal to an 18-story building. I could talk a lot more about this track, but we'll bring in the lap guide because we might be a little short on time. Let's bring in the lap guide and have a look at what this track gives up.
All right, we've got Giancarlo Lenzi in the GSRC MX-5, so let's do a lap around Laguna Seca. Coming across the start-finish line, we hit turn 1, which isn't much of a turn so much it is a place to set your car up for the Andretti hairpin. And honestly, the hairpin is probably your best opportunity for a pass on the whole course. It's a big, heavy braking zone, but watch out. With it being downhill, it's easy to overshoot the first apex. Get the car turned and try to get the power down before you glance that second apex. Then before you know it, you gotta swing the car to the left to set up for 3. This turn feels like it tightens on exit, so be careful not to get on the power too early. From there, it's just a little lift into 4, but this kink is extremely important. If you lose your speed on the exit, you might be vulnerable down into turn 5. It's not the best place for an overtake, but that doesn't stop guys from trying. Now, as you head into this uphill left-hander, it's gonna be critical to carry your momentum in the little MX-5. You certainly don't want to be too wide as you head into the notorious turn 6. It's gonna be a light brush on the brakes, then snag the apex just right and let her track out. You can expect drivers who get this corner wrong to pay dearly. Once again, we continue to climb uphill, so momentum is key. Hold left and cross over to give yourself a nice straight braking zone into the corkscrew. Here the track absolutely disappears and you're going on memory of where the edges of the course are. If you manage to hit it right, you're thrown immediately into rainy curve. This long plunging turn has a very late apex, so swing it wide then cut in. From there you'll switch sides once more and try your best to use the banking of turn 10 to really carry your speed. After that, you approach the final hairpin of turn 11. This is another good place to attempt to pass, but you gotta be sneaky and catch your opponent off guard. Just be careful because the long run means they could pull an over-under on you. From there, it's just a matter of accelerating up the hill and finishing your lap around Laguna Seca.
To quote Carly Simon, nobody does it better. And when I'm talking about nobody, I'm talking about Joe Peak behind the mic talking us around a lap at Laguna Seca. Now this is the place where we would take a lap around the point standings, but this being the Season 13 debut event, and every driver's hope springs eternal, let's instead review how things finished up for Season 12. Now, his four wheels scare the cockatoo from Kintor East to Udamu. And of course, we're talking about the two-time champion, Sonny Kanchan from Australia. And while the announcement has been slow in coming from the super secret Wall of Fame selection committee, I think it's pretty safe to assume that the engravers are hard at work right now working on Sonny's Wall of Fame plaque. Try as he might, the Slovene machine Patrick Pliss kept Sonny honest, but Sonny was just not to be denied. It was good to see Sergio Moro back for Season 12. The Portuguese PE teacher found a podium spot as well as a checkered flag. The surprise name on the overlay was the California kid Eric Garcia, who found himself running up near the front in almost every race he entered in. How about the Bay State Hammer Tom Ratchey came home in 8th, and only the near proximity of some certain walls at Bathurst kept him from having a perfect Ironman season. But the nickname on everybody's lips is the Rollin' Estonian. And of course, we're talking about Errol Num. In Season 12, Num showed he has the pace and the racecraft to maybe prevent Ketchen from having a three-peat. But Richard, that was then and this is now. Let's talk about the Season 13 details.
Well, first of all, there are a bunch of new drivers that have come into the season. But we'll come to them in a little while. Let's go and have a look at the actual details. So this is scheduled to be round number 1. It is round number 1 of 12 rounds. The other seasons have been 10 rounds. This is 12. The season is two races longer than usual. We mentioned that. Now, they're talking about no-show compensations. I'll let you explain all that a little bit later on. The car, of course, is the fabulous 2016 Global Mazda MX-5. They have open setups these days. Well, they've had it for a few seasons now. They have a 30% fuel limit, which means that every race requires one pit stop at least to finish. They have the iRacing standard qualifying of 2 laps, and each car is on the track by itself at the time of qualifying. The race, well, all races are a predetermined distance, and today at Laguna Seca we have 27 laps. No fast repairs, no incident cap, which means that the guys can be a little aggressive if they want to. There are bonus points for qualifying and for miles per incident and perhaps a bunch of other things. The weather is dynamic. Let's have a look at today's actual weather, Bill. On track at the moment, 37 degrees under clear skies. The winds are from the east at 5 kilometers per hour, so not much wind. The humidity is 66%, so lots of humidity in the air. That's going to slow them down a little bit along with the temperature. So there we have it. Those are the details for the series, the MX-5 World Tour, sponsored by Heusinkveld.
And since this is a series that has both metric and metrically challenged drivers in it, to give that to you in Fahrenheit, we have clear skies today. It's 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 99 degrees for the track temperature. Now, we are waiting here for a little bit as qualifying is going on right now. We're waiting for that to wrap up because we'd like to do a pre-race interview with one of the drivers, get an idea what it feels like, but we don't want to interrupt his qualifying time. And I think we can probably slip that in just a minute. So, Richard, let's go ahead and talk about you. You talked about some of the drivers in here. Now, there's some familiar names. Of course, we talked Ketchen and Noman and more are all here, Fliss. But there are some new drivers that we might want to talk about as well that could challenge these guys.
Yes, there are. So let's talk about them. I'm just looking at the list of qualifiers. Sonny Canton at the top of the list for the moment. Patrick Fliss in second place. There's a new driver there, Amadeo De Brito. Now, he's been around in the days of the Continental Endurance Sports Car Series. We've seen him in a few races there. He is up near the top, so that's good. Two new drivers, Stefan van Opstal and Nick Thiessen. Those are two drivers to watch out for this season. Carlos Calasara has joined as well. He's a known fast guy. There's a Japanese driver, Yasuta Shirewa, who's come into the series. I know him well from the official Mazda series. He should be a force to be reckoned with as well. Just going down the list looking for new names. There's returning driver Kieran Mann from earlier seasons. He is back. There is Garrett Griffin, who's one of the very fast rookie drivers. He's not a rookie himself, but he races a lot in the rookie series. He is in here today. And a few others, as well as all the regulars that we know about and love.
And of course, if you'd like to play a fun drinking game, and GSRC recommends that you drink safely, so we'll use a non-alcoholic beverage. Every time Soup, that's me, take a drink right now, mispronunciates one of these new drivers' name, take a sip. I'll have them down here by race 2, but we'll see how we do through the day. It wouldn't be a MWT event if I wasn't butchering some of these drivers, so that's all part of the fun. Hey, another driver to talk about coming over from the Apex Online Racing League. She races in the Formula Renault 2.0 Championship over there. Sarah Dove, Richard.
And note that we said she. Sarah Dove is one of only two ladies that I know of that have raced in this series. The other was, help me out there, Bill. Sky Willis.
Sky Willis, yes.
Sky Willis. This is Sarah Dove, and she insists we call her Sarah, not Sarah. And she is one of the mid-packers, let's say, but she loves to race, and we see her in the very fast Formula Renault, and now in the MX-5. Going to be fun. Another name we should mention is Joop Willemsen. Now, Joop is a mid-pack racer. He is going to be in here for the duration as well. So, lots of really interesting drivers to talk about all season, Bill.
Okay, I think we've talked about the track and we've shown what it looks like, but I think now we have an opportunity to go ahead and talk to one of the drivers that out there on the track right now. And this is a feature that we like to call Six Sideways Behind the Wheel. And right now we're going to talk with Fredrik Svensson out there. He got his qualifying time and he's back a little bit farther back in the packs. Fred, you have a copy?
Yes, I have.
Welcome to the series, and how did your qualifying go?
Well, I managed to...
Oops, you cut out. Try one more time.
Well, it went as I expected.
Yeah, you're back there. This is your first races. Take it easy, Richard.
Yes, sir. Fredrik, how's the weather treating you out there? Is it very different from the practice sessions that you've been in?
I don't think my expertise driving really better.
I know exactly. I know exactly what you mean. I'm the same way. The drivers talk about, it's the weather is hot, it's making me push. The weather is I'm loose, and I go, man, I have no idea. It feels the same to me. So, Fred, yeah. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that's good luck to you, Fredrik, and we'll keep an eye on you through the race. That was Fredrik Svensson starting in 31st position. Okay, That just about wraps it up, and we're going to go to qualifying right now. We have a big field, so we'll start a little bit early. We'll take them 10 at a time. On the pole, Sonny Ketchen inside of Patrick Fliss. John Deuce Allen going to be inside of row 2 with Cy Ander. Welcome back outside of him. Sergio Mora and Aero Num make up row 3. Amadou De Brito running in the 7th position inside the California Kid, Eric Garcia. Stephen Von Opswell in the 9th position inside of another newcomer, Nick Thyssen. Rich?
And then in 11th and 12th place, row number 6, we have Carlos Scalazara and Michel Van Dijk. 13th and 14th places, Yasuda Shirewa and Bas Slob. Tuan Tran, Dexter Castro in row number 8. Row number 9, Carlos Torres, Benjamin Nelson. And row number 10, Eric Kuman and Tom Rache.
Rows 11 and 12 are made up of Billy Bob Wright, Mark King, Kieran Mont, and Garrett Griffin. David Hampson and Jordy Fike behind them. Jupp Willemsen is here inside of Sarah Dove, who starts in 28th position. 29th and 30th, Joe McDonald and Bastian Hausman racing in the 30th spot. Richard?
Yeah, now we go to positions 31 and 32. That's Jeroen Ursum and Frederick Svensson. Then in row 17, Al Heaton, Ashley Beard. Surprising to see Ashley so far back. And row number 18, Gene Fiddies. Gene's far back as well. Probably didn't put in a qualifying time. And Brian Holmes as well. Then we have in the last row, Guillermo Busato and John Ellis. Another two that didn't put in a qualifying time.
34 through 38, starting at Al Heaton. Heaton, Fittis, Holmes, Brizzato, and Ellers did not put in qualifying times. But right now, let's leave those guys and take a look at the guys up front. It is your two-time champion. Sitting up there in car number 59, that is the man from Australia, Sonny Ketchen, looking to pick up right where he left off at season 12 with a win here in the opening round of the MX-5 World Tour, brought to you by Heusinkveld Engineering. Right behind him, Patrick Fliss, second row made up of John Deuce Allen and Cy Ander. Good to see Cy back. Hopefully Cy can always fast. Maybe Hall has a trouble taking it all the way to the finish line, so we'll see if he's able to do that today. In fact, we are still waiting for a few of the drivers. I think it's Deuce Allen who has yet to grid up right now. There comes Deuce. All right, the Buckeye Bullet has taken his spot third in line right now. All the drivers lining up. Cars glistening in the California sun. Wait for those little MX-5 engines to start to harmonize. There you go. It's season 13 of the MX-5 World Tour. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows because the horses are out of the barn. Sonny Ketchen tries to lead them, stampede into the first corner. A nemesis from last season on his outside, Patrick Fliss, as they go 2 by 2 in the Andretti hairpin. Ketchen with the preferred position is going to go ahead and take that second lead spot. Now Fliss is in trouble as he's being challenged for third position by Deuce Allen. Allen backs out and they line up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as they qualified. Rich?
Big loser at the moment is Eric Garcia. He's been flooded with other cars. New driver Nick Thurston from 10th place moving up into 9th, being challenged there by Eric Garcia as they go through turn 4. The leader, of course, Sonny Ketchen, Patrick Fliss charging behind him. Eric Garcia now gets past Nick Thurston and a few other drivers challenging Nick Thurston. They go 2 by 2 into turn 5. This is a very good first lap so far, all clean as far as I can see, Bill.
All clean, and Richard was calling the action back there, and it's the second pack. Eric Garcia out in front of Thyssen and Van Dyke. As a little bit of contact in the back there again. This time it was some newcomers there. It was Carlos Scalazar and got into it with a veteran of the series, Dexter Castro. Big battle going on 13, 14, 15 to 16. But so far they managed to negotiate it as that big group, that swarm, start heading down the corkscrew, and they negotiate that as well. Very good driving. A great way to start off season 13 so far.
Very good. Very good. And here's Yasuda Shirewa at the back of that pack there, and he gets a little love tap from Bas Slob from behind him. They all stream through.
Oh, and Sergio Mora, the Portuguese PE instructor, got a slowdown penalty. He was running up front in 5th position. He's going to fall all the way back 10 spots into 15th. Going to tuck in behind the Japanese driver, Yasuda Shirewa.
Okay, let's go to the front. Sonny Ketchen being followed and chased by Patrick Fliss. John Deuce Allen is in 3rd place. John doing very, very well. And in 4th place, Cy Ander. I'm looking for Aero Num. There he is in the classic orange colors. of his Bushfink racing team, and he is in 5th place. Then we've got the two newcomers, Amadeo de Brito and Steven van Opstal. So a couple of new guys in there. Andra is also holding down a spot there, 4th place. That's very, very good. That's what's happening at the front. But really, Bill, the action is around the mid-pack at the moment. They're like a bunch of bees in a Miata. What do you say? A bee? What's that thing that you
Pinata
can
full of
smash with
bees.
a stick?
But there you go.
I mean, that's
Well,
a good
actually,
idea.
they're pretty well behaved right now in a nice single file. Oh, Thyssen has had a problem as he spun it, and that was corner number 6 as they started to head up the hill. One of the trickiest corners on iRacing, and the speed caught him as he nosed it into the wall, and that's going to be hard. There are no fast repairs here on the MX-5 World Tour. He's going to have to limp that car around, bring it in. It's going to be hard for him to get a quality finish today.
And Nick Thyssen, of course, one of the newcomers. He gets a very, very horrible introduction to the series, but I think it was of his own making. Now, let's go and have a look here at some more of the action further back. Sergio Mura, we spoke about. Sergio Mura was shuffled back due to a slowdown penalty, and Sergio Mura is currently in 14th place. He's 11 seconds off the leaders, so he's got a lot of work to do. Sergio, who is one of the regular drivers in the series.
He got around Tuan Tran to pick up that 14th position. Remember, he fell back a little bit. Next one up for him. We'll keep an eye on that. Next one up, we'll take another shot of this, is the Japanese driver, Yasura Shirewa. I think I did better that time.
Yasuta. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Take another
He's
sip.
out there. He's racing. He's fast. Dexter Castro. Let's quickly put the cameras on Dexter Castro. He's in the fabulous 49 Motorsport colors with the big GSRC on the back of his car. He is doing a great job there. He's currently, Dexter, in 11th place, so just shy of the top 10.
There you see him running in 11th position, trying to run down Carlos Scalazara.
Okay, now let's go back to the front. John Deuce Allen. Let's get the cameras on John. John is a couple of seconds, I want to say, about. In fact, he's 1 second behind Patrick Fliss. And Patrick is still shadowing Sonny Canchin, who's leading the race. He has led from the first lap. This is a 27-lap race. They're on lap number 3. Remember, viewers, they do have to stop for fuel at least, and some might even opt to take some tires, Bill.
We're going to take a second as we look, and we're right on board there with Deuce Allen looking ahead at Patrick Fliss as they negotiate. You can see we talk about this being a dry lake bid, Laguna Seca, Spanish for dry lake, and you can certainly see that right now as they go through the dusty sections here in the Central California. Let's go ahead and go to number 23rd position. This is John Ehlers. He's been around in the MX-5 World Tour for a while. Not a regular driver, but has been around for several seasons. Why we're going to talk about him, he's our hard charger so far, up 12 positions as he started in 38th position, not able to put in a qualifying time, now running in 23rd. I count that as 15.
Got a car out wide there, out of turn number 4, just in front of Tuan Tran. We got Tom Raja in all kinds of battles there with Eric Kuhlmann, Carlos Torres, and Benjamin Nelson. Big action. That car that went wide, that was Sergio Mura not having a good time here today, Bill.
And Mora now, though, but one more time, last time we checked in on Mora, he was running in 14th position. Now he is running in 13th position. Next on the hit list for Mora, again, is the Japanese driver. I'm going to take one more shot of this. Yasuda Shirewa.
Yes, sir.
I think that one, nobody needs to drink on that one.
Now, let's go and have a look at some of the new drivers. Steven van Opstal. So Steven is sitting there in 7th place, which is a great start in a new series for him. He's a fast driver, and he's currently trying to chase down Amadeo de Brito. So both of these drivers new to the series doing very, very well inside the top 10. And then, of course, they are trying to chase down Aaron Num, which is going to be a tall order for them at the moment. But great job from them. They've bested a couple of the regulars like Eric Garcia and Michel van Dijk. So some of the newcomers doing very well already in their first race.
And speaking, you mentioned Aeronum. Let's move up a spot there. Aeronum right now trying to get around Cyandra. Andra running in 4th position. Num, of course, a veteran of the Absolute Beginner League in the Skippy that we race here, that we cover on GSRC on alternating Sundays about this time if you want to check in. In fact, we'll be covering that race tomorrow. Check on in with us there as we're doing some Skippy open wheel racing. But Num very good in that one right now. He's expected to be a challenge for the championship right now, but having a hard time getting around Cyandra, who's having a nice race in 4th.
And let's go to John Deuce Allen. He is caught up to Patrick Fliss. He's starting to put the pressure on Patrick Fliss as they come down through the left-hander there, going into turn number 10 now, which is slightly banked, which means you can carry a lot of speed through there. Allen out wide there, taking advantage of the no incident limit, and they come to the last turn, turn number 11, which is a very sharp left-hander. And now they go onto the front straight. Patrick Fliss has lost touch there with Sonny Canchin, who's now leading by a couple of, 1.2 seconds, or in fact 1.8 seconds now. That's a handy lead to have in a big field of quality races like this.
Yeah,
but
I think
John Allen trying to get that position from Patrick Fliss.
I think that's what's adding to Allen's haste to get around Fliss. If they have any chance of sticking with the Australian driver, they need to do it right now.
Yeah, and of course, Bill, this track is for a lot of drivers, myself included. This track is really challenging, and it's one of the free rookie tracks. But I've not seen anybody who can really take this track by the scruff of the neck and shake it. But such a driver is Sonny Canchin and some of these really fast guys up front there, John Allen as well. These guys know how to deal with this track. We've seen them in some very high quality races for that iRacing put on last season in the MX-5. So these guys doing a fantastic job at the moment.
Let's drop back to 21st position, maybe one of the best battles, one of the most ferocious battles on the track right now. That's Billy Bob Wright. He's being pestered by David Hampson. David trying to get around him. Yeah, these guys probably aren't going to see themselves on a podium unless Martians attack and wipe out the front of the field. But nevertheless, good racing always here in the MX-5 World Tour all the way through. We watch Hampson trying to stalk Billy Bob Wright as he works his way into the corkscrew right now. Billy Bob out there, of course, in that blue and white X-Lax machine. Hampson behind him there in the SOR car, beautifully painted machine.
Big battle here between Mora and Scalasara, and Mora was just overtaken in the corkscrew by Carlos Scalasara. Mora having a tough time here today, so he has given up that position to Carlos Scalasara.
Yeah, and here comes...
they go ahead.
Yeah, here comes the Colombian driver on. We haven't talked much about Carlos Torres. Look at Torres. Torres is notoriously for running up in the top 5 right now, way back in 15th spot. That just speaks to the quality and the talent, the depth of the talent pool here, as guys like Mora and Torres running back there in 14th and 15th position. Watching the whole thing back in 16th in that purple and black machine is Tuan Tran.
Mora in particular, who's used to running in the top 5, has been shuffled back and he's having a really, really bad time.
He had that slowdown penalty, and now we have an issue with Van Opstal. Oh, and we have a pass. We missed that one there as Steven Van Opstal got around.
Side by side. Van Opstal and the Brito side by side going into the corkscrew. Van Opstal takes the advantage there. The Brito gives him some room. They're racing very well. They go down into that section. I forget the name of that. Somebody give me that name. And Van Opstal just in front of the Brito at the moment.
De Brito very loose through Rainy Curve there, was lost a little bit of momentum, and getting into the hunt now is Eric Garcia. This is a great battle for 6th position. The car out in front is Van Opstal. They work around that final corner, head down the main straight towards the Andretti hairpin. Let's see if they can get in a tow here. De Brito, see if he can tuck in behind. That's Garcia running in 8th position, and the caboose in the 4-car train is Michel Van Dijk.
Yeah, thank you for giving me that name there, the Rainy Curve. And here comes Amadeo De Brito again and Steven Van Opstal. They are battling away, so we'll keep an eye on that. I want to go up and check on John Deuce Allen. He has fallen off from Patrick Fliss, so maybe had a bad lap there, but he's got a lot of work to do now to catch up to Patrick. Once again, he's got that 1 second gap, slightly less now, back to Patrick Fliss. So Patrick doing his customary job of trying to run down Sonny Canton, who's up ahead of this group here, and they are now on lap number 8.
Yeah, we're staying on. We're looking still at this battle for 6th position. Van Opstroll doing his best to fend off DeBrito. DeBrito looking for any way around, looking to the left, looking to the right, working both sides of the street like a jaywalking mailman, trying to find a way around the driver that's in front of him as they work into the corkscrew right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 as they dive down, going left, going right. They get that negotiated. And again, watching the whole thing. Eric Garcia doing a great job, the California driver, hanging in there with these guys, running in 8th position.
Yeah, with all the battling that they've been doing, that's given an opportunity to Eric Garcia to catch up. He is, there's a challenge from DeBrito on Van Opstal into the last corner, and he has had to give it up there. DeBrito moves forward past Van Opstal. Big battle going on here, being joined now by Eric Garcia, just trying to get on terms with Steven Van Opstal. Not quite there yet, but this is a great three-way battle going on right here.
The good news for Van Opstroll, even though he got past, he had a pretty good exit out of that final corner and didn't lose momentum to Garcia. So they still run 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure if those guys are going to be pulling away from each other. We'll see if Van Opstroll, now I think now that he's finally got around DeBrito, now that DeBrito's finally got around Van Opstroll, we'll see if Amadou can pull away. Amadeo,
think of Mozart.
Amadeo, got it.
Okay, now let's go to Aeronum. Aeronum has reduced that gap quite significantly to Cyandra. And we're going to look for Aero to challenge Cyandra very, very soon for what will be the 4th position. These guys are a little way behind the top 3 there. Aeronum struggling a little bit. We heard some chatter from him in practice sessions that he's not all that comfortable at this track. We've seen him do great things at some of the other tracks, but he, by his own admission, not that great.
Oh, and we've had a slow car. Was that Van Dijk that we saw going around that was very slow? Yes. We'll see what happened to Van Dijk. He got lapped by some... Oh, he lost. He got off in the sand. Now, what corner was that? Oh, it was corner 6 again, I think. Yep. Now, what happened is he got off onto the sand. You can see him get loose, and then this swarm of cars behind him, this is Castro, goes around him, and the Japanese driver as well, no problem there. But then watch these 6 cars go by. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Woo.
And Sergio Morabel has done the early peel. He's gone into the pits on lap number 9 to take his fuel. The pit window just opening, and in has charged Sergio Moro. Let's see what he can do with that.
Now that's a smart move. I think he was very fast. The problem is he was having trouble working his way through traffic. So he's going to go in right now so he can run some hot laps. I want to jump to 11th place real quick because this is a great battle going on. We start with Vaslav up there in 11th, being challenged by Carlo Scalazara, and then right behind him, Carlos Torres. Remember, Mora was in this mix as well, but he's pulled out, and I think that's why, because it was such fighting going on. Tuan Tran in there as well, and then Tom Ratchie back in 15th position. Started 20th, up 5 spots for the Bay State Hammer.
Yeah, that's correct. So Sergio Mora comes out in around 30th place at the moment. So you spoke about the running hot laps. That is just going to make his job worse because he's going to have to renegotiate all of that traffic, and that could slow him down. Could turn out to be a bad choice or bad move on his part, but time will tell. Let's go to Yasuda Shirewa. I'm hearing that he's having a good run here. Yes, Yasuda Shirewa sitting in 10th place. So he's in the top 10. He's having a good first run here, Bill. And he's trying to chase down in front of him Dexter Castro in the 49 Motorsports machine.
Yeah, no, it's Castro. Yeah, he's running after Castro. That's correct. Now, just to follow up on Mora, what I think Mora's strategy was he was in one of those positions where he was faster than the cars he was with, but not fast enough to get around them. So yeah, he's going to have to negotiate some of the back markers, some of the slower traffic, but I think he's going to have less trouble with that. Probably run faster laps back there going around those guys than he was right now. We'll keep an eye on it. My dad used to call it the early peel, late reveal. He's peeled in early, and then when it's all said and done, we'll see where it's revealed and where he comes out. As we look, Tom Ratchey in the same situation. Ratchey has decided to come in and take a stop. You see him in that beautiful maize-colored car there. Yep.
Yeah, he's taking some tires. He's maybe taking a sip of the Koningsbacher beer that he loves so much. So let's see what that will do for him. Right side tires. David Hampson in the pits as well. Jeroen Ursum in the pits, our league organizer. Let's not forget about the great job that Jeroen Ursum has done putting this together.
So if we look at Ratchey, did he come out in front of Morris? I'm looking for the cars who have pitted. There is Mora's
in 27th place, and
yes, he's ahead of Ratchey, just 28th for Tom. So that's where they run.
Yep. There we've got John Allen heading into the pits as well. So everybody getting, and Aero Num, two of the fasties heading into the pits to do their pit stop. Let's see if John or Aero decide to take the right side tires at least.
Both of those drivers were following somebody. Errol Num misses his stall, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time. Remember, Allen was following Fliss, couldn't get around him. Num was following Andrew, could not get around him. Now coming out is Deuce Allen. We'll go ahead and see. He's going to come out comfortably ahead of the driver who is leading. That would be, well, actually, Errol Num, who's going to be coming out. He's coming out well ahead also of Sergio Mora.
Yeah, Aero Num, as we said, missed his pit stall and had a longish pit stop as well. So not having a great debut race here.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a debut race, first race in the series.
Let's look at Aero Num right now, and you can tell what happened there. First of all, he lost all that time to Deuce Allen, but he's come out behind. He's got three cars in front of him here. Eric Coleman running in 14th position, Benjamin Nelson in 15th, and Kieran Mon in 16th. So Num's got to get around that. Because of Deuce Allen was so fast in the pit stall, he's well ahead of those guys, and he can run some hot laps right now.
Meanwhile, Bill, let's get the camera on our leader, Sonny Canton. Sonny Canton is currently leading quite well, 2.6 seconds now ahead of Patrick Fliss. Patrick Fliss, on the other hand, has he's got a 3-second plus lead over Cy Andrew, who's doing a fantastic job. I did not expect Cy Andrew to be up this far, but just goes to show that this track suits some drivers and not others.
Looking at this great battle on screen right now, Carlos Torres, Tuan Tran ahead of him in the black and purple machine. And now Tuan says, I've had enough of that, as he comes into the pits right now. Torres out there racing, trying to run down as Tran comes in. He's going to be now trying to chase Boss Slob.
And Bill, you didn't mention it. Tuan Tran, of course, sponsored by Mama Jean.
Mama Jean Racing. Of course, there are no teams here in the MX-5 World Tour, but that doesn't mean they don't have partners.
John Deuce Allen back out there. He's got a few traffic issues to deal with, having done that early pit stop. In front of him is Carlos Torres. John Allen is trying to get past him. Carlos has got his own issues. Carlos wants to chase down Bass Slob and get ahead of him. But John Allen, one would think he'd be able to get past Carlos Torres, but we know Carlos as being a hard charger and one that can defend well and not easily give up a position.
You know, with Sonny catching out there 2.7 seconds ahead of his nearest competition and looking to have a wire-to-wire victory, proponents of the old quick six gimmick would say, see what you get when you take that one away, as we have a Sonny Ketchen really stinking up the show right now, doing a great run, well ahead of Patrick Fliss running in second position.
No, you don't get to get away with that, Bill. Sorry, the quick six is dead. Long live the quick six. So we will say, however, that I can tell you that Sonny Canton, this is one of his best tracks, or one of the tracks that he is the best at. So to me, it is no surprise that he's leading. He can smoke anybody in an MX-5, and I mean anybody at this track.
I don't think it's a surprise to anybody to see Sonny Ketchen out there dominating like he is.
Yeah,
Let's go back let's look at fourth position. This battle continues here. It will not go away. This is the Burrito being challenged by Van Obstrel. And continuing to watch the whole thing. You see him back there? Just a little bit farther back, the California kid, Eric Garcia, running in sixth position. Now, some of those spots are a little higher up than they would be because Allen and Num, I think, are going to cycle out in front of them when these three guys finally decide to come in and pit.
That is correct. And it's been a great battle for quite a number of laps now. We are on lap 14 of 27, so we're approaching the halfway mark of the race. The races are around 45 minutes.
You know, there was a little bit of a tap. We missed this one, and oh my goodness, the Japanese driver got tapped by Carlos Scalazara, and he got put in. This was on the corner 6, I guess it was. No, it must have been corner 2. Must have been the Andretti hairpin. Let me get that straight. So, looks like he didn't pick up a lot of damage, but he's fallen back into 11th position, and that's Yasuta Shirewa.
We got the replay. We're going to get the replay there.
Because he's Scalazara just behind him. And let's go ahead and say, let's call that ghost contact, because I'm not sure he actually got into him there. And he almost came back out and picked him up as a little bit of revenge. And yeah, he came back with the nose, got into a little bit of a little payback. And from my angle, I had a real good angle, and I think probably on that angle there, you can see that there might have been a little bit of cushion between them. That could have been just a little bit of net code.
And John Allen, get the camera, John Allen. He's fighting to get past Bus Slob, but Bus is having none of it. He goes to the left, Bus Slob goes to the left. He goes to the right, Bus Slob goes to the right. So he can't get past him, and this must be frustrating him. Now he goes on the inside as they go into Andretti, and he's a little bit loose there. Can he get through? Bus Slob takes him back. So he's fighting there against Bus Slob, who I'm sure he would have thought, this is an easy pass, but not happening. Good on you, Bears.
Deuce took that car in deep into the hairpin, got the pass made, but couldn't blow it up. Yes, now remember, Allen has already made his stop, so he would like to be able to run down, put in some hot laps, and that's what we talked about, getting stuck behind traffic.
Yeah, that's correct. And Bus Slob taking it to one of the faster drivers at this track. Good to see. Now, let's go and have a look at Cy Andra, because Cy Andra has, I'm going to be honest about this, he has surprised me. He's running in third position at the moment. It's currently where he has been. He has not done his pit stop here. Patrick Fliss, by the way, from second place into the pits now, Bill. But Cy Andra, I'm going to be apologetic straight up and say, I do apologize for underestimating Cy, and he's doing a fantastic job here in this
we
race.
Continue to look at this great three-car battle right now for fourth position as they are side by side. On the inside, that's the blue and white machine. That's De Brito. On the outside, that's Garcia, who's got into the mix. Look, they've got around Van Obstrel. Van Obstrel, remembers up there. Garcia a little hot into the hairpin, and that's going to give the position back to Van Obstrel. Great battle going on here. These guys currently racing for third position. Again, that's a little higher than it would be once everybody cycles through their pit strategy.
Yeah, this has been one of the best battles, and it's been raging now for probably 10 laps. And the three cars involved there, you mentioned them all, and they're doing a fantastic job. On replay.
There we go. And Fliss, we can report, has come out in 7th position. And boy, he is sandwiched between Garcia and Scalazara as well. So we look there at Deuce Allen. Allen running about a second slower. There you see him get together. Allen was just in a hurry. He finally got into, or Allen gets taken out there in that battle with Slob. Allen was fighting to stay with the leaders, but he was off pace by about a second, and he knew he was losing time.
And he started to mix it with Baz Slob, who would have none of it. And finally, there was a little tap there, or not really a tap, but a little bit of contact from Baz, and it spun him a little. I don't think there's any damage to the car, but his pride will certainly be hurting.
Well, I think Deuce going to get good news right now, as I think Slob picked up a slowdown penalty. If he didn't, boy, iRacing was pretty being generous as Slob went through the corkscrew, and maybe not. Slob going to be able to keep running out there. Yeah,
corkscrew, you can get a slowdown, but you really got to cut straight across the the right-hander to get that slowdown, and a lot of people do, but he's got lucky, he's got away with it. Of course, the battle with himself and John Allen will rage on again in a little while, but right now it's not on, so let's just go and have a look at something else now.
Our leader took his pit stop right now. Sonny cycling out in 4th position, and you can see that Fliss has him in sight. The gap is about 2.7 seconds. I think that the Slovene machine might have picked up a little bit of time there.
Yeah, Bill, and of course the 3 drivers in front of Sonny, that's Syandra, Amadeo De Brito and Steven van Opstal, those guys still have to do their pits, and those are the 3 guys that have been really battling. And of course, once they go into the pit stops, one would expect that Sonny Cantion will regain the lead.
Look there at Cy continues, and it's Cy's good fuel mileage as he's going to go around one more time is the only thing that's keeping Sonny from having a wire-to-wire victory right now. And we're out there working on lap number 17 of 27, 10 to go. These cars have 30% fuel, so they need to come in here pretty soon to pick it up, to get a little bit of petrol.
Yes, they do. And then you've got Sonny and Patrick, of course, but behind them there's another 3 cars, Carlos Calasaro, Dexter Castro, and Bas Slob. These guys also still need to do their pit stop. So that's inside the top 10. There's 6 drivers who have not done a pit stop yet.
Now, Deuce Allen running in 9th position has made his stop. Aero Num just not on pace right now, not getting the feel of Laguna Seca. Running in 10th position has made his stop as well. And we can report that Eric Garcia, remember he was in that battle with De Brito and Van Opstal. Well, Garcia has come in and taken his stop. He's in 11th position right now behind Num.
Yeah, and the guys up ahead there, Syandra, De Brito and Van Opstal, are doing very late pit stops. They're going to just get a dash of fuel or splash of fuel if you like, and then charge out and hopefully maintain their positions. But we'll have to wait until all the pit stops are done before we can really call the proper positions. But we can say that Sonny Cantion, sitting in 4th place at the moment, probably will regain the lead, and his big challenge is from Patrick Fliss. And let's have a look at the gap now. Patrick Fliss 2.5 seconds behind. That gap has not changed much for a long time, as we see Syandra now coming into the pits.
As Cy comes in, we'll come back and check his Cy as he pulls out in a minute. Let's quickly look at 27th position here. Garrett Griffin in a nice battle with Jeroen Ursum. These guys have been battling the whole race. They don't get a lot of love from us right now. Griffin out in front as they work their way into the Andretti hairpin. Now, it won't be too much farther as you see them work around that pit exit road there. It won't be too long till we see Patrick Fliss coming out of that. Not Fliss, it would be Syandra coming out of that one as well. As he is in the stop, he's pulled into his pit lane right now. He's in his box. Cantion just goes by. Fliss goes by as well. Now also Carlos Scalasara, but Scalasara has not come in for that stop yet, running in 3rd position. Castro also needs to come in one more time, and he goes by. Now watch this. Here comes Deuce Allen. Oh, and Andra goes off on the dirt. I don't know if he's going to have the momentum. Let's see what Deuce can do. Deuce has a full head of steam. I don't think he's going to be able to get there. He's coming though, but I don't think I think Syandra's going to be able to hold him off. Andra really loose right now, fighting to keep that car on the tarmac. So Andra running in 7th and Allen right behind him.
That is correct. And a couple of guys still have to do that pit stop. Amadeo De Brito, Steven van Opstal. When will they come into the pits? And then there's Scalasaro, there's Dexter Castro. These guys are leaving it to the very, very last second so they can ensure that they need to take the least possible amount of fuel. But a big battle here at the moment. John Deuce Allen catching up to. There's a car that they've just passed.
Billy Bob Wright in the X-Lax machine. Billy Bob, it looks like he's either it's dusty or he's blown an engine. No, I think he's just off pace.
Let's get back to this battle. John Allen on Syandra. The gap is still there. Syandra holding him off at the moment. John really fighting hard to get up there and try and challenge Cyander. Now he gets a really good launch out of the final corner. They head up it's definitely up the front stretch now. A little bit of defensive driving there from Andra. Can Alan get on the inside? He elects to go to the outside. And they're going to go into the Andretti hairpin with him on the outside, perhaps not the preferred line, but now he tries to cut back inside. There's no space for him. He manages to get on the inside, but not quite alongside. And now they're going to turn number 3, and still Cyander holds him off. The big battle going on right here.
Okay, I can report that Scalasara finally came in for that pit stop. He's going to cycle out in 10th position, just behind, remember this guy, Sergio Mora, who's now running in 9th spot. Just to follow up on Deuce Allen, remember Deuce Allen was stuck behind Patrick Fliss and came in early hoping to jump Fliss in the pit lane there. But pardon me for that, but that didn't work out as Allen had problems going into the dirt. So now he's stuck one more time behind another driver that he's faster than, and that's Cyander.
One more driver having to pit. That's Steven van Opstal. He's leaving it to the last minute. Sonny Kanchan is now officially in 2nd place, but Van Opstal has not made the pit stop here. Back to this battle with John Deuce Allen, still trying to get around Cyander. Cyander coming down the left-hander and now into the right-hander, still in front of Allen. Allen cannot get right on terms. Now they're going to start a new lap number 20 out of 27. Very good launches from both drivers as they go onto the front stretch. And now, can John Deuce Allen successfully get in front of Cyander? I'm not too sure he can do it right now. Van Opstal in the pits, Bill, and Sonny Kanchan will now inherit. Well, he won't inherit. He will regain the lead of the race.
Re-inherit the lead, maybe. Yes, he gets it back there. He gave it away for a little while, not being able to go wire to wire, 3 seconds ahead, and really he's just had an easy cruise of it the whole day. I'm sure he will say he's sweating out there, but it sure does make it look easy right now.
Okay, let me say to you from what I've
and Billy Bob Wright, just we follow him, car number 44, running in 30th position, coming out of the final corner, looped it around, nosed it in. Not a good day for Billy Bob. Go ahead, Rich.
Yeah, I was going to say that chatting with Sonny, it's 40 degrees in Sydney where he lives, and he has no air conditioning in his room, so he's got to be careful that the racing machine that he's using, the computer, might be cooking at the moment now. And there's we see Billy Bob Wright nosing it into the wall. Oh dear, oh dear.
Yes, I do that intentionally when I race for full immersion. I turn the thermostat up to 95 every time I race, just to get the real feel of what it would be like to be in a car.
Okay, I'll let that one go. Patrick Fliss running in 2nd place at the moment. What can he do to catch Sonny Kanchan? He knows that Sonny Kanchan is fastest at this track. He's trying desperately to catch, but I think he may well have given up on that. What he's got to do now is stay ahead of Cyander and John Deuce Allen. Now, John has managed to get up to 4th place. He could get on the podium if he can get past Cyander, but Cyander will have none of it, Bill. It's a great battle.
Dexter Castro in a great battle here for 11th position. This was Michelle Van Dyke as they go side by side. Van Dyke trying to find a way around Castro right now. Working left, working right as they come into this final corner. Look at the line that Castro takes. He doesn't want to come too far over because that would be blocking, but I think Van Dyke's going to have a great corner exit. Should be able to get a run. Let's see if Castro can get any momentum here. Van Dyke's going to try to get up in the toe behind Castro. Let's see what kind of line Castro takes into the Andretti hairpin. Now the racing line naturally moves over to the inside there, but now this is where Castro looks like he... Go ahead, Rich.
Michelle, we saw on this battle here, Michelle just barged through there. Not the best attempt at a pass, but then he lost it a little bit, and Castro retrieved the position. But I'm not so sure that was great driving from Michelle Van Dyke there.
Yeah, I apologize. I was a few seconds behind there because it's still on. I didn't rewind. So now what has happened is Van Dyke is back in 12th position, being trailed by the Colombian driver, Carlos Torres. Torres looking to go around the outside. That's not going to work. Great battle going on for 11th. Castro out in front. Van Dyke behind him. Torres looking for any way around Van Dyke. Van Dyke's car might not be feeling so good after the little contact that he had with the main man, Dexter Castro. Torres looking to see if he can find any way around. And coming from behind is the Bay State Hammer in that Maze haze color machine running in 14th. A great battle going on here for 11th spot.
Yeah, and a good recovery. Good recovery there from Tom.
And we had the...
Now, let us go forward here, Bill. Here is Aeronum. Aeronum is in 5th position at the moment. Aeronum is now chasing... he's chasing in front of him. Who is that? Is that...
That's Andra. Finally, Deuce Allen was able to get that pass made on Andra.
Yes.
And now is trying to run them down. So we talked about Andra slowing down Allen. Allen finally got that done. And so Andra falls back into the clutches of the Roland Estonian Aeronum. This is a battle for 4th position.
Okay, I was hearing our director. I just could not make out who he was talking about. Sorry there. But yes, John Allen got past Andra. Now we've got Aeronum challenging Andra. This is for the 4th position here. So John Allen on the podium at the moment. Sonny Kanchan leading, Patrick Fritz in 2nd. Big gap, 3 seconds to Patrick. And then a much bigger gap to John Allen, nearly 8 seconds. So John Allen will probably not be able to catch up to the 2 in front with only 4 laps to go.
Deuce Allen makes a move to the inside back here on Carlos Torres. So I'm sorry, it's Tom Ratchie. My apologies. I was thinking Deuce Allen. 13th position. Ratchie makes the move. This is a great battle going on. Now Torres being challenged by Boss Slav as they continue to work back here in 13th position.
Yeah, that battle rages on. I just want to give a couple of seconds at this late stages of the race to put the cameras on Sarah Dove. Sarah Dove, lady driver in this race, racing in the 177 car in 28th position. Her first race in the MX-5 World Tour. Great job from Sarah to be mixing it with the boys.
Well, let's go ahead quickly, pay a little bills here. So we're going to start with our Eagle Nest Tavern back marker review. We'll do this quickly. Start in 27th position, the last car on the lead lap, and it is Jeroen Urson running back there in 27th. About 8 seconds ahead of him, we haven't talked about this driver at all, Jordy Fike, a veteran of the series, running in 26th position. Just up ahead of him by about 5 seconds is Garrett Griffin, and then there is Joe McDonald. This is a nice battle going on. McDonald just ahead of Griffin right now as they battle for 24th spot. They work their way through that right-hander into the final corner here as they go down the main straight. Just ahead of McDonald is running in 23rd position is Mark King. And then it's about 3 seconds up to a driver we haven't talked much about. Is it David Hampson? Is that what our director is showing us? Sure enough, there's David Hampson in the 888 machine. And a nice battle for 21st position with Jip Vilmanson. Joop Vilmanson. I'm getting a correction on that one. And we'll just go a couple more here. We haven't talked much about Kieran Mont running in 20th spot. Eric Coleman running in 19th position. He's about 2.3 seconds back to Tuan Tran. And then we get up to some of the drivers we talked about. Have not talked about Little Willie Guilherme Busato running in 16th spot. Busato going around the slow car there. A Boss Slav who has had some trouble. So let's see if we can see what happened to Slav, who was running up in that battle. Did we miss something on Boss? And we have it was a little contact. That was your 67 back marker review brought to you by Eagle Nest Tavern. And sure enough, a big replay as the three guys got together. Torres, Slav, it was bound to happen. And I think Van Dyke was in there as well. Look at this.
Tom Raja in there as well. I think he got the best of the end of that. And one kind of the wall there. Carlos Torres off track as well. Just checking in here with Sergio Mura. Sergio's in 9th place at the moment. Not the greatest day for Sergio at the moment, but he will benefit from what's been happening up front. And Sergio Mura now trying to chase down Steven van Opstal, who's managed to get out of that situation as well. And Steven is in 8th place. Amadeo de Brito is in 7th place. He's up ahead there. And Eric Garcia doing his customary, what we've now come to expect from Eric Garcia. Nice job in 6th place at the moment.
Garcia picking up right where he left off last time. Solid top 10 finishes near the top 5. And that was a great replay camera angle. We saw just a little bit back there again of those three cars getting together. Those guys had been fighting for the entire race. It's no surprise that they ended up like that. My mom used to say, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to go to the 5th position there. Cy Andra was passed by Aeronum. I'm not sure we can get that on replay, but he was well ahead of Aeronum, but Aeronum caught him and has passed him now, so Aeronum moves up a spot.
Yeah, once Andrew came out of the pit stop, he finally ran down there by Deuce Allen and then Aeronum. I don't think anybody else is going to get Cy. I think you're confidently going to get a top 5 finish there. You have 11 seconds back before you're going to be seeing Eric Garcia.
Yeah, now we can't find the replay of how he managed to get the pass done, but it's not done yet. Cy Andra is still looking to challenge as they go through turn number 4 there. 5, sorry. Then they go up now, and there was a big hit on the red curb there from Aeronum that upset his car a little bit. And now they go up through turn number 6, and there's a car ahead of them. Who is that? That looked to me, that was John Allen. Allen having an off there out of turn number 6.
Corner number 6, what he did, he caught the left side tires. He kind of cut it. The left side tires took a little hop, and he looped it around into the sand. Didn't collect anything, but he's going to lose 2 positions.
Wow, Bill, this is a brutal track, and that's what can happen. Just one tiny mistake, and you've lost 2 positions. So Aeronum now, by a stroke of luck, into position number 3. And he's on the podium.
Yeah, Deuce has got to be kicking himself there. I've done that corner 24 times in a row correctly. The 25th time bit me. As right now they are working lap
White
number...
flag.
Coming around, working lap number 27. Sonny Ketchen out in front by 3.6 seconds. A virtual wire-to-wire. If there wasn't a pit stop involved, he could say he went wire-to-wire.
And Bill, the white flag is out for our leader, Sonny Ketchen. He is currently going through turn 4 there and heading towards turn number 5 for the last time in this race. Really, we haven't had the camera on him much at all. It's just been such a comfortable drive for him from the beginning to the end.
Real quickly, maybe get Tuan Tran, we can get it in. He just looped it in the corkscrew and then got plowed into by Eric Coleman. I think we can probably squeeze that in before Sonny gets to the start-finish line. He was having a nice run. We can look there, Lev. We talked about Mama Jean Racing. Mama Jean, don't look. That black and purple car, now watch, it gets loose through the corkscrew. Now this isn't so bad. And he does what he's supposed to. He's stationary, he holds it, and then smack. All right. Now we're going to go back to our leader. So, in the final corner, Sonny
just about to finish. Back to you, Bill.
Coming around, Jordy Fike in front of him is a lap behind. It's season 13 at Laguna Seca, the traditional opening for the MX-5 World Tour, brought to you by Heusinkveld Engineering, and winning right where he left off last season is Sonny Ketchen. Second place is going to go to the Slovene machine, Patrick Fliss. The Roland Estonian, we got nicknames for everybody here. Errol Num going to come in third. Cy, give me a nickname. Andra coming in 4th position. No, let me correct myself. Is Deuce Allen ahead? Has Cy maybe ran out of gas? Now remember, Allen had that spin. Allen's going to get 4th position. Cy Andrews is going to get 5th. Nice comeback from Deuce.
Yeah, and for some of the lesser positions, you got Eric Garcia, Amadeus de Brito, Steven van Opstal in his inaugural race.
Let's go to 12th position real quick. This is Ratchet in a battle here with Van Dyke and the Japanese driver Eziel. I don't think either one's going to be able to run them down, and I'm going to try to get that Japanese driver's name right one more time. 12th position is going to go to the Base 8 Hammer, Tom Ratchet. 13th position to Michael Van Dyke, and 14th position to Yasuto Shirera. Oh man, I'm never going to get that one. Take a drink, everybody.
Yeah, you're doing fine, Bill. That is not that difficult a name, but it doesn't roll off the tongue.
It's my tongue won't do it. Yeah, my brain had it right. My tongue wouldn't let me down there on that one. Waiting for all the drivers to come in and finish on the lead lap here. Looks like everybody is coming across right now. 21st and 22nd, Joe McDonald and Griffin come across. This car on the lead lap. Jordy Fike, remember, he came across just in front of Cy, in front of our leader, and he's going to get that spot. 24th position. Okay, we got one down, 11 to go here on the MX-5 World Tour Season 13. What we're going to do right now on the Global Sim Racing channel is take a very short break. We'll come back to run down the entire grid, do driver interviews, and close up shop. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the MX-5 World Tour, sponsored by Heusinkveld Engineering. I got it right that time. And we're going to take another sip if I call that incorrectly throughout the season. Sonny Ketchen was your winner today. He brought it home 4.1 seconds ahead of the Slovene machine Patrick Slith, with the rolling Estonian Aero Num in third. The Buckeye Bullet, Deuce Allen, coming home in fourth position ahead of Cy Andra. California Kid Eric Garcia in sixth. Amadou De Brito in seventh position ahead of Steven Van Opstroh. Sergio Mora, the Portuguese PE teacher, had trouble early, spun, got a slowdown penalty, fell back to 15th, able to salvage a ninth position there. And then Carlos Scalazara rounding out your top 10. Richard?
Yeah, and in 11th position, we've got Dexter Castro. Good finish for Dexter. Tom Rate battling with all kinds of drivers coming in under attack from those guys. He finished in 12th position. Michel van Dijk had his problems. He finished in 13th place.
Let me have this one. 14th position, Yasuta Shirewa.
Fantastic job.
All right, keep going.
Guillermo Buzato in 15th place. Carlos Torres in 16th. Kieran Mant in 17th place. Joop Willemsen. Say that one, Bill.
No, you had it. That's fine. I'm not.
Joop Willemsen in 18th place. He won't attempt that one. 19th place, David Hampson. And 20th place. Here's an easy one for you, Mark King.
I like Mark King. I would appreciate if you guys, just a word of advice, if all you American drivers could finish in the spots 1 through 10 and 21 through 30 throughout the season, I would appreciate it. Joe McDonald. See, now there's somebody who knows who he's dealing with here. Joe McDonald in 21st position. Garrett Griffin in 22nd. Eric Coleman in 23rd. 24th to Jody Fight. This is what we like back here. Sarah Dove in the 25th position. She finished 1 lap down. Al Heaton in 26th. Tuan Tran, Jeroen Ursum 27th and 28th. Vaslav 29th. Rounding out the top 30 is Bastian Hausman. Richard, take it from there.
Certainly. And the last drivers is Frederick Svensson, 7 laps down in 31st place. Billy Bob Wright, who had parked it, is 9 laps down in 32nd place. Benjamin Nelson, 15 laps down in 33rd place. John Ellis, newcomer to the series, he finished in 34th place. Nick Thyssen showed some promise early, but he finished 26 laps down in 35th place. He made contact with the wall. And I don't think that Ashley Beard, Gene Feddes, or Brian Holmes actually took part in the race, and they finished in the last positions there, Bill.
Yeah, I'm going to be a happy man if Yasuta Shirewa can finish between 11th and 20th this entire season. I don't mean to wish him any bad luck, but I would really appreciate if that worked out. Let's go ahead and talk about interviews now. See who is ready to be interviewed. I see that we have our race winner. Let's go ahead. 2-time champion. I'll let his buddy. We'll start off with let the 2 Australians talk together because they understand the language. Richard Losper talking to Sonny Canton.
Sonny Canton, congratulations. Season 13 opener at one of your favorite tracks. A win for you. Easy run, actually, as it turns out.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Hey, Soup Hype, and thanks, Rachel. That was awesome. What a great turnout, wasn't it?
Fantastic turnout. I think 35 cars started the race there. 33 actually took the grid. But just tell us a little bit. You were, from the beginning, you were right out in front. Patrick Fliss was sort of coming up from behind, and he stayed pretty much in second place all race. Were you worried at any stage that Patrick might catch you?
Well, yeah, he was quick on par in terms of pace. My goal was to not get a slowdown. So fortunately, I had it that way, and I was able to maintain the gap. And then I really pushed hard towards the towards the pit window, and then when I came out, I had to just push hard and never look back. So I was maintaining the gap, and then it was comfortable towards the end, but all that practice turned out to be great.
Well, that's the little secret that the other drivers need to take from you, is that practice does make perfect. You showed that. Certainly you like this track, but that doesn't mean that you don't come out and practice hard for the race. Good on you, Sonny. You've started off from where you left off, which is leading the series in race number 1 of season 13, the Heusinkveld Engineering MX-5 World Tour. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rich. I couldn't ask for more to get the win in the opener, and look forward to the next one. And a huge shout out to us new sponsors, HE, and also Six Sideways.
Yep.
Six Sideways. Yeah, thanks, Bill. And yeah, so that's awesome. And also all you guys. Hope you also enjoyed the race as well while you were in the booth there.
We certainly did. And just a last quick question. What's the temperature like in your games room at the moment? The man cave, as you say.
I'm gonna have to step out. I'm gonna melt. Otherwise, it's so hot here. It's like, it's pretty hot actually. I don't know. I'm drenched in sweat at the moment.
All right, my friend, go and have a shower and a nice cool drink. Back to you, Bill.
Okay, there you go. Two-time champion, and now he's put in position as the man to beat once again for season 13. He won twice for title influence. Let's see if he can pick up a third championship here for Heusinkveld Engineering. Let's go ahead and talk to the main man, Dexter Castro. Dexter, now another guy that's slow in coming. We talked about Sonny. His plaque is being engraved for the Wall of Fame. Another one is going to have his name up there on that wall as well. As Dexter makes his 13th season, Dexter, that you've raced and won MX-5 World Tour event. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Bill. I've definitely gotten slower as time's gone on, though.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and talk about that. My goodness, it's we're used to seeing you up there. You know, we cover you in so many events. And this one, you are just a mid-packer compared to what we're used to seeing you in. Is that, let's be honest now, is that because you just don't put in the time in the MX-5 anymore, or is it just the guys in front of you are so tough?
Yeah, well, it's a bit of both. I mean, the new MX-5 just never quite clicked with me. I'm sure if I put enough time into it, I'll get the hang of it, but it's probably just a matter of most of my time's in the BMW these days, so I just certainly don't have the practice to keep up with the very top guys. And I think there is also a little bit of a talent difference. You know, nothing against Umberto or Paul in the CMS league, but in this league, it's the top of the top at the front versus you know, in the GT3s, you know, Umberto and Paul, they're and Victor, they're fast, but they're still, you know, a second off the aliens. Whereas here we have the aliens.
Did it feel good to be back at Laguna Seca, a track that you've known since you've been on iRacing?
I don't know if good is the right word. I was way off pace. Somehow I moved forward a bunch right at the start, but then that meant that everybody who was behind me was faster than me, and they kept on catching me, but then they kept on hitting each other just as they caught me. So it wound up working out, I guess, a little bit in terms of finishing position.
Well, it's always good to have you in the booth. Always good to see you on the track, 11th place. You got to take that one here in this with the depth of the field here. So congratulations on an almost top 10.
Yeah, thanks, Bill.
Dexter Castro from the state of Maine. And our final interview, we're going to give it over to Richard Lusfer. He's going to talk to Cy Andrew here, who brought it home in 5th position today. Go ahead, Richard.
Thank you. Cy Andrew, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Cy, congratulations. A good race from you, finishing up there in, what was it, 5th place?
5th spot.
2 for 5th place, yes. So that's a good top 5 finish in the first race here. Do you like this track? That's my first question.
It's definitely a love-hate relationship. This is the track that I go to test all new cars and new setups. It has a little bit of everything. But I will say that it's a track where I crash a lot too.
Well, it was a tough gig for you coming into this race here. A lot of really fast drivers there. Aero Num, you had battles with John Allen, you had big battles with. Did you enjoy the race, or were you uncomfortable at any point?
I was somewhat. I was definitely having fun. Just racing close in the MX-5 is something that doesn't happen in the prototypes, which I drive a lot. So it's refreshing, but at the same time, I was inexperienced. I haven't done this in quite a while, so hitting my apexes, making sure I don't hit anybody else. That was my goal.
Okay, so yes, that's a really good finish from you, beating some of the more fancy drivers like John Deuce Allen, and you were challenged by Aero Num for a while there. So really good finish. Are you intending to run the whole series this time?
I will definitely try my best to run the whole series. Just this league keeps drawing me back simply because of the competition and the closeness of the racing. So you'll definitely see me again.
Okay. All right, Cy. Well, congratulations. A top 5 finish that in this sort of company is quite an achievement. Congratulations, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thank you very much.
Back to you, Bill.
Okay, that'll do it for us here at the Global Sim Racing Channel as now we move into reading the closing plugs. Now, the Grand Poobahs have asked me to read these a little more like Anderson Cooper and a little less like Howard Stern, so let's see if I can control myself and stay on script. We'd like to thank everybody at the Quality Racing Sim-dicate for organizing this series and contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Thanks to Heusinkveld Engineering. Hey, affordable simulator software and hardware are thought to be a limited use for race teams and drivers, but there is a simulation solution bring professional results within reach of any race team or driver without having to compromise on realism or engineering value. You know, they offer a broad array of products and services such as advanced vehicle simulation software and hardware. They are able to simulate any combination of race car and track, including a full-fledged cockpit environment. With unparalleled realism, Heusinkveld Engineering Solutions are currently being used by professional teams and drivers in Formula Ford, GP3, GT2, and Formula 1. Now these products are available for any professional team or driver looking for an edge in racing. Be a better race driver and get in touch today. Thanks to Six Sideways, a full-service motorsports company based in Sebring, Florida, which currently competes in the, take a breath, SCCA Pro Racing Battery Tender MX-5 World Mazda MX-5 Cup Championship. I blew that one. Six Sideways offers race car build preparations, rental, transportation, maintenance, trackside support, setup vehicles, driver coaching, marketing, media services, race car storage, and, if there is, more. Contact them for your motorsports needs at sixsideways.com. Thanks to the company's equipment and software that you see on the screen right now that we use on our broadcast. The original music that you heard on today's broadcast is thanks to Eric Eckelm and Casey Lalonde. See the screen for how to contact each of them. The Heusinkveld MX-5 World Tour returns in 2 weeks, February 25th. For round 2, when the tour visits VIR for the very first time in series history. GSRC will be there, and we hope that you come along to watch all the action. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, such as upcoming broadcasts or archive broadcasts, or to schedule GSRC to broadcast an event of your own, your best bet is, of course, GlobalSimRacingChannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at Global Sim Racing Channel. And finally, on behalf of my mic mate, Richard Losper, our director, Amjad Yaman, and our camera artist, Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching and wish you all a happy Valentine's Day. So, with that said, it's time for us to go have fun storming the castle. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.